Guys, today is one of the best recap days ever because not only is it Atlanta Day, which is always a good day, but it's one of the best episodes of Atlanta this season.
Yes.
So, okay, before we get into that, I always forget to do this. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed.
Yes.
I'm covering Atlanta, Southern Charm, and Beverly Hills. And if you're already subscribed, I love you so much. And all right, so now I did that. Good for me. Kendrick knows I always forget.
Go you.
And now let me introduce one of my truly most favorite people in the entire planet, Kendrick.
Hi. Oh my God. I wish they were privy to like the conversations that we have before we press record on this podcast.
I should have just pressed record, actually.
I know. One day when
had
finale day or something, we just like need to our conversation, just press record when I come in here and we just because like we go from ice cream to like, all different kinds of stuff. There's no telling what we're going to talk about.
And we actually both share the same. I would like to know, listeners and viewers, if you've ever called the phone number on the back of an ice cream pint or quart or whatever, because both of us have.
Yes.
To complain.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to make that phone call.
I'm that guy.
I was surprised at how not surprised she was to hear from me. Like the person on the other end was like, oh, okay, hey. I was waiting for her to be like, we never get a call. Like I was envisioning that phone never ringing, but clearly people call all the time.
Yeah, you would imagine that it's like they're used to getting calls from like big stores, like people that buy them like in bulk or something like that. Like, oh, you're one person just calling about one pint of ice cream. Like, yes,
and I'm like,
yes, that's me. I need another one. Thank you.
Sheila was the woman I spoke to years ago. She was not fazed.
See.
There we go. Give me your address. We will send you a gift card.
For those of you that don't know, Jenny's ice cream, so delicious, but it is so expensive, like ridiculously expensive, especially now, like in this economy. I've just found so old.
In this economy,
it is so.
This economy.
So old. I mean, guys, it's so expensive. And there's one that I love. Oh my God. It's called Gooey Butter Cake. And it is the best ice cream on the face of this planet.
Oh, I know.
So like I get online and like I had it shipped from Nashville, like to my door. And usually it's a great experience. This is back when I don't eat sweets anymore, people. So let me live. Okay. Back then I they come in fours. You got to order at least 4 to get them like shipped. So I was like, oh, that's child's play right there. That'll be gone in God knows how long. So I ordered my 4. They got here. They were like, almost melted because I don't know where these I got the email. They were like, sorry, it's gonna be a day later. I'm like, that doesn't sound good with ice cream. So let's see how this works out.
That can't be delayed.
Right. Not that kind of experience. So I ended up getting it. It's completely melted. I tried to, of course, like we're trying to like freeze it again. We're like, no, we can't waste it. But we called them right back. They're like, oh my God, we'll have it shipped to you. It'll be there tomorrow. So we had to wait another day. But I mean, it sounds hard. Like the greatest tragedy in the world, but it's
that is hard when you are expecting to be able to eat what you've been craving, like a sugar craving, and then you have to wait. That's hard.
Ooh, it is. Oh my God. It's so, I told y'all I don't eat sweets anymore, but for my birthday, I think I'm going to make a trip to Birmingham, like for the weekend. Cause Birmingham is like a little sleeper city. Like people don't like know about Birmingham. Like Birmingham has amazing shopping, amazing restaurants, like all this. So like they have a Jenny's like physical location. I might just go into like a diabetic coma that day and have me a little Jenny's ice cream because why not? Well, who am I living for right now? Who? I can't find a John on the beach in Jamaica. What am I doing right now with my life?
We need to get Jenny's to sponsor the podcast.
Yes. Oh my God.
We've talked about Jenny's multiple times. Their birthday cake is delicious too.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday cakes. I mean, Jenny's is top tier. So
yes.
I will. I'm sure they don't need the marketing on this pod. They have a very big company. And we've also just said that in this economy, they're expensive. I'll edit that out.
Right. Well, we'll take care of
adjust. We'll adjust.
If y'all are watching on YouTube, drop down in the comments, like, let us know what your favorite ice cream is. Because I feel like we need to make this an interactive experience. I want to know.
I love Jenny's ice cream. God, So I was telling Kendrick that I had like a whole week of binging. And so the problem with that is recovering from it. All I want is more sugar. As I had it really like detoxed from my system. But once you put it back in your system, that's all I want.
It's a beast.
And what's hard too is that when you're on Instagram, you'll get hit with like a delicious looking post of food. You know that account, Yum Vegan Treats?
Yes.
We both follow and they follow us. And they have some delicious looking food that makes me always want something sweet.
I've never wanted vegan treats in my life until I started following that page. I was like, oh my God, all of this is immaculate. Put it in my mouth right now.
I want it now. I want it. Like, I'm like, I wish I could like hit a shop now and it like is delivered to my door. Right?
Like we're living in future times, but like not nearly future enough. Like, what are we doing? We're
missing like the next step. Real quick, I know that you discussed Melissa, Joe, Teresa wedding stuff with Chelsea already. But I just have to say that the latest People article that came out that was written by, because, People always has the reporter. It's always the name of but it said People's staff, which was odd. It never says that. Like I went and looked at People and was like scrolling through to see if it ever says that. It never says that. And it says, according to two sources, I'm like, is that Melissa and Joe? Like, did they
gotta be
provide this information? It's such a one-sided thing. It's practically verbatim what they would say. Like, Teresa didn't even have any member of her own family there. Well, I'm like, the only person in her family that's left is Joe himself.
Right. Like, who are we looking for? We certainly weren't looking for Kathy Wakili to like walk her down the aisle. Like, what are we doing?
Well, and by the way, Joe doesn't talk to Kathy or Rosie either.
There we go. They're gross people anyway. That whole little corner of the Bravo.
By the way, if you guys don't know it, Rich Wakili is now a huge January 6th supporter, Trump supporter freak. So we have turned on that family. He has transitioned from because they kind of were a wolf in sheep's clothing. Kathy,
absolutely.
Kathy was like the sweet baking, cutie pie lady. But when I went back and watched, I was like, oh, she was being so passive aggressive.
Yes.
And Teresa's not good at like communicating. So she came off like the bad guy, which don't get me wrong, she absolutely can be. I'm in no way saying the whole family is toxic, though. This is my point. The whole family, like they mentioned a few times that Kathy's parents and Teresa and Joe's parents were also fighting. So this is like generations of these families fighting.
Toxicity. It's bad.
So it's so just gross. Like bad all around. But so I think it was. I have it. Hold on 1 second. I should have been a little bit more prepared.
That's all right. While you're finding my favorite New Jersey quote that is so mean, but it always makes me like grab my stomach laughing is when they're confronting Teresa at the reunion about stuff that Joe says. And she's like, Teresa's like, no, he wasn't calling you raccoon face. He's talking about Kathy. And Kathy's like, wait, now why am I in
right next to her?
Yes.
He was talking about Kathy. Kathy's like, I'm right here.
Right. Like, why am I in it? What I have said nothing this entire reunion.
It was on All About the Tea, Real Housewives, and they got the inside scoop. This is kind of what I also heard because I too got a very, very good inside scoop on this before. By the way, guys, I got an inside scoop on this before it came out. Okay. I don't like to drop my stuff because like I don't want to blow up my spot. I don't
Right.
know, like what's going to come out. And so,
Mhm.
and I also don't want to be the first person to drop news. It's way too much pressure. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I
It
don't want people
is.
to come and like
I don't
ask
want to
me
be the
more
guy.
questions. Don't
I don't
ask
want to be the
me.
guy that says like Queen Elizabeth has died, and then like she like makes her appearance like days later. We're like, oh shit, my
Oops.
bad.
I don't know.
Whoopsie.
And then
Sorry.
because then people start asking questions and needing you to like prove it. And I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
know, dude. Someone told me. I don't know. That's all I have. But
Yes.
this, so it basically was that. So Margaret's BFF from childhood Marge has cut her off. This Laura is her name. She's been trying to get on the show for years, but
Mhm.
she keeps not making the cut. And something happened. Marge has cut ties. They've had a falling out, but now Laura has gone rogue. And now she is spilling all their secrets, all this. And that is like a nuclear bomb. If one of my best friends was like, oh, I'm going to go tell everything you've ever. Oh,
You're right.
so supposedly, this is what I heard before I knew that Laura was the person who told it. What I heard was years ago, Melissa was found making out with some guy. And it was this guy that she had been hanging out with a lot when she would go to events. And after she was busted with this guy, he was no longer invited to events. And she deleted every picture of him and her on her Instagram. And he also did the same. All of these names were like, I didn't know who these people, I didn't know who the guy was, all of this. And then he'd been filming like in the background a bunch. And when production would be like, hey, do you want to invite your friend? And because he's got a bunch of friends and can like fill up the space, when we're filming, she was like, nope, I don't want to invite him anymore. So cut out. So I'm like, oh, okay. That also kind of makes sense because remember when Joe was getting mad at her because she was going to
stuff.
events a lot and out a lot. And I was like, I feel like we're missing something. Like, why isn't Joe going to the events with you? Like they always were a package deal, right? So the source is that she was going to these events, and at one of these events, Marge walked in on the makeout.
Yes.
And both of these people are married. His name is Nick Barada.
Why do I know that name?
Because I don't know. I guess he's kind of somebody.
Oh, I'm good. Keep telling. I'm Instagramming right now.
Okay. So it was.
Is that the guy from Divorce Court?
I don't know. I don't think so. So Marge is like, no intention of letting it get out there, but she told her bestie, Laura, like kind of like you have to tell somebody. So you tell your bestie. So now that Laura's gone rogue, Laura goes and tells, okay, hold on, let me read it. Again, Margaret had no intention of it getting out there. She had told her best friend Laura in confidence. But then Laura told Jennifer and Teresa. This is according to All About the Tea. Teresa then tells Joe and Melissa Joe off camera. And before they began filming, because they wanted him to be aware of it, and nothing came out of it. I know, what was that?
I don't know. I told you my life. I feel like now I can't even blame it on the storm because it stopped raining. I feel like now, like there's a ghost in here, like listening to our housewives conversation. I don't know. Something weird is happening. I don't know.
I heard that. Let's
just ignore the ghost. I don't know. Let's just ignore.
Or the ghost wants to know the tea.
Right, maybe.
Okay, but then they have this new spicy housewife, Danielle. So fast forward to filming, everyone makes peace. The rumor doesn't come out. Margaret is aware this information is out there. And for some reason, her and Jennifer get into a fight. This time, Margaret calls Jennifer a drug addict. And if it's about
God,
if it's about weed, I'm going to freak out.
Right.
I'm going to freak the fuck out if it's about weed.
Jersey is the most dramatic. My God.
And so that's when Jennifer tells the newest housewife, Danielle, what Margaret had said about Melissa making out with the guy. And then Danielle confronts Melissa and lets her know this rumor is out there and that Jennifer and no one else believes it, but it came from Margaret's best friend, trying to throw Margaret under the bus, trying to say like, Margaret, your friend Margaret's over here telling your business. Well, somehow Melissa makes it Teresa's fault. And I know they love to do that, right? You should have shut it down. You should have, bullshit like that.
Right.
But then that pisses off Louis. And because Louis like, how fucking dare you guys make it Teresa's fault? Because really that is frustrating. And I actually don't blame him. But then that makes Joe mad, and Joe charges at Louis to the point of having to be restrained, which is his like signature move.
God.
And the next day they make an announcement that they're not going to the wedding.
First of all, I'm not mad at Melissa Gorga anymore. I was at first because, like, how dare you be a cheater and then be giving Teresa all this crap. But yes, that is Nick Barada from Divorce Court. He was on there for like 2 seasons. He was the bailiff in the courtroom. And yes, God. Now he's on Tyler Perry's show, The Oval. So he's doing big things. And if that's the guy, then I need to do a little digging. You think he'll respond? He only has 49,000 followers. You think he'll respond to a DM?
Maybe.
I
got a message from another Instagram account. I don't want to out them, but another Instagram account messages me and goes, "Wait, I'm so confused. I know Nick. We are friendly from high school. How is he involved?" And I go, "Well, listen, I'd never heard of him before, but 3 different people told me that he used to hang out. I don't know him by name. I just know that there was a guy that she used to hang out with." And I go, "Did he do PR?" And she said, "No, he has the same manager as them. He's married, but he never posts his wife, only on her birthday. LOL." Ooh. And then at one point I said, "One of my sources added that after deleting the pics of IG, production would ask Melissa to invite him and his friends to film so that they could fill up an event." And she would say, "No. Did he used to go to events during filming?" And she goes, "Yeah, he's been to a bunch. He modeled with Envy show. He was at the Shore House, was at her birthday." And so now he's no longer around. I said, "You girl,
ooh,
you need to use those insider high school connections then and dig around."
Oh my God.
We have a scandal. I believe it.
I know. I feel like we both
it
need to
fills
message
in
him.
that puzzle. We both need to message him. Hey,
that, yes. Now all of this makes a lot more sense with those like loose threads finally tied up a little bit. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Oh
boy.
There we go. There we go.
Jersey almost makes you want to watch this season. Almost.
Because I'm right there with you. I was not excited because I couldn't even recap the reunion. I couldn't even handle.
It's the same. It's been the same thing for the past decade. It's like we go
like this. Let me guess. You're gonna fight in a circle. You're not gonna get anywhere, and we're gonna do that 50 times, and then it's over.
My God.
Bored.
Ugh.
All right, well, let's get into something that's not boring at all. And that is Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I have a confession to make. No, it's all on me. It's just so sometimes, you guys, and I've said this before and I'll say it again and again and again, I don't put 2 and 2 together well sometimes.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I came back to do my notes that I looked at the episode title from last week and went, "Oh, trust planning issues," because they were planning their trust.
Yes.
Didn't get it at all. And I was like, "Oh, actually, that's not bad."
Right.
Not a bad title.
It was kind of a twofer because also Sonya had a lot of planning issues with that raggedy ass party. So it was like we like a double entendre. Okay.
I was so thrown off by the parentheses.
Right.
But then I looked at it again with fresh eyes and I was like, "Oh, wait. Okay, that was really good, actually." Yep. So stupid. Okay, whatever. Okay. So they're doing, also something I learned, guys. You know how they do the thing where, like, in the very beginning, they'll show like, they'll show Kandi hanging out with Todd, and then they'll show Marlo doing a little something, and then they'll show
quick clips.
It's called a round robin.
Oh,
I
I've
know.
only heard the phrase. I've never known what it was. So
Yeah,
good
it's
to know.
called a round robin.
Red Robin, yum.
I know that it makes me think of that too.
I know. I want some
It
fries.
makes me.
Oh my
It
god.
makes me think of that. It totally makes me think of that too. Because in the round robin, Todd says he's like, I'm old, and Kandi goes, you're not. Just because you quit drinking doesn't mean you're old. And of course, I was like, why did he quit drinking? There's got to be a reason to that, because he comments, he has a whole thing about cleansing. I'm like, something happened.
Because Kandi doesn't really drink either, so
at all.
Yeah, I wonder if it's osmosis. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, because they've been together so long, so I'm like, why now?
Right. Because he used to, back when Peter was on the show, he certainly used to drink. But I wonder what. I don't know. Maybe growth.
Right.
I don't know.
I think that because he used to drink quite a bit, and they used to go out.
Right.
And go to the clubs. So Kenya FaceTimes Drew. Drew's getting her lashes done, looking crazy.
Very crazy. X's over the eyes and everything.
I was like, don't be on a phone call.
Right.
I was nervous.
I'm about to age myself a little bit here, but did you used to watch Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey's reality show? Do you remember when she went and got LASIK and they went to the restaurant like blind?
Yes.
Blonde, like putting the thing on, putting ketchup, like banging the bottle, trying to eat food. They're like, I don't know what I'm eating right now.
That was a great
all
episode.
I could think. It was. That's all I could think about when Drew was like, "Call." I'm like, what is happening?
That show was really good.
It was. It was really good. That was like one of my gateways to reality TV. Chicken by the Sea, like
Chicken by the Sea.
You don't get much better than that. That was some good stuff.
And like knowing now that it was so toxic and horrible for her during filming, but it was like,
yeah,
God, things that we thought were great and wholesome, like all the documentaries coming out now that are like the girls next door, finding out. Oh, did you not watch the Playboy docuseries on A&E? You need to write this down because you will. Oh my God, it's so disturbing.
What's it called?
It's called like the Playboy something. Hold on, let me look it up. Playboy.
I feel like I saw it somewhere, but I didn't like. I was like, I've seen so many. I don't know.
Series. Hold on. It's called Secrets of Playboy.
Secrets.
Okay. It is. I think it's either 5 to 8 episodes. I can't remember, but it is. Oh my God.
A&E, you said?
A&E.
Okay.
And let me tell you right now.
Okay.
You have no idea what you're about to watch. It's prepare yourself. No. Like prepare. Hugh Hefner is disgusting. He's a monster. He's an actual monster. And the girls next door was in no way okay. No way okay.
I wonder what a rewatch of that show would look like now.
I think they should pull it. I think they should actually pull it from streaming. When you watch that, you'll be like, they should never air this again. It was literally like, it's watching like sex trafficking. It's watching like kidnapping. It's not okay. Hugh Hefner is disgusting. No. You have no idea what you're about to watch.
Oh, God.
Trigger warning to you.
Okay.
Oh boy, is right.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh boy, yeah. It's real. Like I there's a couple details that stick in my head, and I'm like, or you can't get them out.
I want to know. I don't.
Now Okay. Yeah. There was a true crime. I had to warn my friend. I told my friend about a true crime podcast. Fuck, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called, but I told her about it, and I go, I warn you. There are some details that are so graphic that you will never be able to get them out of your head.
Oh,
you've been warned. It's a great podcast. The Real Killer. That's what it's called. And when she got to that part, she was like, okay, you're right. That was really fucking hard to listen to. I was like, told you.
Did I listen to that? I feel, everything true crime I listen to. Let me see the podcast cover.
I know that always that's what triggers me too. Actually, let me look it up. The Real.
I don't think I listened to. Let me add that in right now. Save. Okay.
Yep, the real killer. Oh, so good.
Ooh, okay.
And it starts one way and it ends in a very different way.
Oh.
That doesn't help you at all, does it?
No, say less. I'm in. I'm in.
It's a good one. It's great.
Okay.
I'm glad we took that true crime like tangent.
Right.
I love a true crime tangent.
Same. Oh my God.
Always.
Ugh.
So excited for you because every time someone mentions a true crime thing to me, I'm like, I've seen it.
I know. Same.
So I love that you haven't. Isn't it the best? It's the best. Oh my God. Okay, so you're welcome.
Did you? Okay, so we're gonna get back to Atlanta, I promise. But did you watch The Most Hated Man on the Internet?
I fucking hate him so much. I hate him.
Where is he right now? Because I feel like we should jump him.
Can we kill him?
What do we do? Because why is he just like roaming free right now?
No, really, not okay. Like, where does he live?
Right. Since he put everyone else's address out there, where the hell do you live, buddy?
That mom though. Oh, that mom.
Mm-hmm.
She was brave. I would have been so terrified. They like that nasty. The scary thing is that so many people like him.
We live in a creepy ass society.
I know.
You don't realize until you like me. I realize because I'm okay. So my mom asked me one day because every time I go like on a jog or on whatever the case is, I don't take my wallet, but I always take my ID. And she's like, "Why do you do that?" And I had to finally tell her one day. I'm like, in case I get murdered, I don't want it to be like, I don't want to be a John Doe. I want y'all to know who I am. Like, I need them to be able to call y'all stuff like that. She's like, that is so morbid. Like, why would you think like that? I'm like, I'm sure a lot of other people did not think like that. And now they're just sitting there named John or Jane Doe. So I'm not going to do you like that. I'm going to let you be able to plan my funeral. Okay.
Because that's part of the investigation. That's so tough. They have to take forever to identify you.
Mm-hmm. And now you know.
And now you know. There. And, I thought about this. I'm like, I should do. Someone did like they were doing like a pretty like selfie and they're like taking footage for if I'm ever murdered, they can like use this. I think that they could just use this footage. Like they could use this with the murder, like us being like, well, yeah, like they could use that to play as they talk about Emily was a podcaster and YouTuber and blah, blah,
If you
blah.
hear that I've died, like pull some of this. Do not let them put like old pictures of me when I was like,
swear to
a
God,
million. Like, don't let them do that.
That is my one and only request. If you turn in my ugly pictures, I will be so pissed off.
Right. Don't do that.
I need to actually figure out. I need to go find any ugly picture of me and take it off the fridge and take like,
yes,
I'm going to go visit all my relatives' houses and be like, let me see what you got of me. Let me see what you have. And I'm just going to snatch it. And you can't have this. I don't care if it's your favorite picture.
Right. Your family's idea of a great picture is entirely different than your idea of a great picture. You're like, I don't have a neck in that picture. My stomach is lapped over. And you're not. No, delete that. That's not going on your Facebook. What the hell are you talking about?
My uncle and I went to a concert last week and I thought he was just taking a cute pic. I don't know what he was taking it for. I was not prepared. And he posted it to Facebook. I'm not even on Facebook.
Right.
And someone sent me a text like, oh, that picture of you and Uncle Mikey is so cute. I said, what fucking picture of me and Uncle Mikey? And then I went on Facebook and I was like, how dare you, sir?
Right. Are you kidding? We don't do candidates in this house. No.
Me.
We pose.
You didn't even allow me to, number one, put on lips. Number two, make the perfect face that I like to make when I take a photo. Okay.
Right.
And number three, I could have like face tuned it, made it a little bit cuter. Not a lot, but just a little. Okay?
Right. What are we doing?
He even put a weird filter on it. I'm like, what filter is that makes me look older?
Oh my God.
I'll never forgive him. Okay. Wow. We haven't even. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for allowing us to.
We're not even in Jamaica right now.
You don't have a choice, guys. I like to say thank you for allowing us to do that, but sorry, that was just
right.
That was us. You don't have a choice. Okay. don't worry. So we're gonna skip through this. Kenya doesn't. Her date is not her plus one cousin is sick, which should not be a big deal.
She did reveal on the after show that it was in fact COVID. So that's what. So production knew this and they didn't clear her to go. So she was not lying, Sonya. This actually was a whole thing behind the scenes.
I cannot. I can't so Ross and Sonya are working out with it's like their friend, their sister's husband and trainer. He's a lot of things. And Ross goes, the guys, and we're going to hang while you ladies have your drama. And she goes, we're not going to have any drama. But then she says in a confessional, she goes, hopefully these ladies chill out. I don't smoke weed, but hopefully these ladies do. And I said, didn't you specifically tell them that weed is illegal?
Hello?
No weed? I'm sorry.
Oh, Sonya.
I know. Okay, Ralph, the scene with Ralph and Drew. Okay. So he turns up the AC and says, I don't want your hair to lift again. But Drew's such a good sport. She goes, my hair did lift one time. And I can't get mad at him for that. And he starts totally bragging on that. She goes, what do you mean you don't like this way? You can run your hands through it. And he goes to run his hands through it and it gets stuck.
She goes, see, just as nappy as mine. I love that. She's really had a transformation this season. I feel like people were so annoyed with her at the beginning, but she's truly she's getting there. She's really getting there. I'm a Drew fan.
I know people were so upset about what she said on Watch What Happens Live, but Kendrick and I, if you didn't make it to the very end of the podcast last week, we're convinced that she was saying all that. She wasn't even really listening to what the context of the question was. She was just trying to be stubborn and stick to her point against Sonya. I truly she's just that stubborn. Yes, she's problematic, but I'm gonna just go with that. Maybe I'm just compartmentalizing it.
It'll come up at the reunion if she doubles down for a third time. We will reassess. Then we'll reassess.
We'll reassess then, but for now, we're gonna go with that.
Yes, there we go.
So, okay, Drew wants to talk about Ralph's book, and Ralph's book is. He's not. So he said, I'm not going to adopt Josiah because Josiah's dad said, I don't want you to adopt Josiah. And now that I have to say, that is a little bit of a predicament. Right.
It's definitely a multiple conversations to be had. I need everybody involved to be comfortable because it's one thing if the guy isn't involved in any way, then I'd be like, okay, your opinion matters in no way. But if he actively is trying to see his son and that kind of stuff and have time with him, then it's an issue. You gotta really be sit. That's a difficult ground, especially if you're gonna have to discuss with Josiah why you did what you did later on down the road. He's not gonna be young forever.
I assumed that his real dad was nowhere in sight.
Right. Remember he popped up on an episode last season. They went to that I think was that they went to a restaurant. That's
right. That was rough.
It was rough. That's why I don't know how often he's in the picture, but if he's not there, then I would say go ahead with it, screw what he wants and all that kind of stuff. But
thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that scene. So okay, then I get it then.
Right.
I get that. So then Artie, the publisher, comes over. This part is crazy. So Ralph is like, I just want to make sure that this relationship with Artie goes better because she had such a problem with my relationship with the assistant before. I'm like, okay, that is okay. That's the equivalent of when someone is upset with you about the way you said something. And they're like, oh, then I won't say anything at all anymore.
Right. It's I literally asked you not to cheat. It's not that big of a deal.
It's she wanted to give you a massage, dude.
Right.
That's why we have a
calm down, Ralph.
Okay.
Good God.
But so Drew didn't know about this book, and it's about her son. And that is so. Well, and Ralph goes, it's bigger than us. Okay. It's bigger than us.
Ultimate gaslight. Like, he is the biggest like manipulator on the planet. First of all, no one like Ralph should be writing a book.
No.
For all of you to know who Kevin Samuels is out there, that's the equivalent of like Kevin Samuels, Ralph writing a book. Like, we don't need anything that you're pushing out there. We're okay. Let's keep it to the confines of reality TV. That's where your opinions belong. There's a lot of trash ass opinions on reality TV. We don't need that in book form. It doesn't need to be an Audible, okay?
He won't even let her read one sentence. And then he goes, but I want you to write the foreword. I go, what?
He thought it was such an accomplishment too. Like, it was going to be like something put on her resume or something. What?
She's like, but you're not going to let me read any of it? He goes, nope. I'm like, what? He's like, maybe even the synopsis. Like, how the fuck is she going to write? She can't. What the hell?
What?
Okay, but how great was Drew's red dress, blonde confessional look?
Everything. So good. I'm okay.
So good.
I don't know how people feel about it, but I also love that green, like flowy dress she has with like the kind of honey brown hair.
I like it too.
With the curls. I think those two are fantastic confessionals. She looks so good in those.
I agree.
Go Drew.
I agree. I feel like every cast member on every franchise and every season always has one bad look.
Yes.
No matter what. There's always one that you're like, there's that one that just needed to go.
There are like a few exceptions, like across the board. The only one for some reason I can think of off the top of my head is like, usually Portia is good the entire season. Like, usually good her confessionals, like this past season, bombshell after bombshell, like good that point. Shortcut with the fur. And like, I was like, oh my, like,
good point.
Everything. But like, she's one of the very few. Like, right. There's some other, a lot of misses out there.
Because I'm like trying to think of another one. And like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Very hard.
It's hard.
Marlo would have been there, but that little cut that she has with, looks like the hot mom all the other time, but like that's definitely a Muncie with that little haircut.
And it's like, and the outfit doesn't go like she didn't compliment it right.
Right.
No.
She's good at that. I don't know. I don't need to be sharpening Lee Archive anytime soon.
Lee Archive.
Lee Archive. No, thank you.
Okay, so they're all getting picked up by Sprinter vans. Ross forgets his passport, but he's very calm about it, and no one's freaking out. I was grateful because I don't travel well.
Shitting myself.
I like panic, pure panic.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Marlo's friend's title card says Marlo's friend and florist.
Like, okay.
What?
How do you get that title?
That was like when Kathy had someone on the show that last season that said Kathy's architect. Okay.
Like, all right.
And he was literally building a house for her.
Right.
All right. Kenya has no +1. And for crying out loud, it's not that big of a fucking deal. And I'm just so irritated that Sonia needs to make such a big deal out of it.
Such a big deal.
Oh my God.
Calm down. She like announced, she's like in the middle back of the van. And she's just like, everyone, Kenya doesn't have a +1. What happened, Kenya? And it's like, oh my God, like, put me on center stage. Good Lord. I
was so mad when she did that. Because it's not like she's in trouble.
Right.
It wasn't like, this wasn't a serious requirement. This was just your preference.
Right. She'll be okay.
What are you doing?
This is literally like y'all are shooting a TV show. What are we doing?
And then she makes everyone introduce their +1s. Like, I would have been nervous. I don't like when we do like the go around and introduce yourself thing. Cause like I'm just panicked when it's about to be my turn. I'm like, okay. Keep it together. Okay, what am I going to say? I'm going to say something like I am like, it's like, that's why I don't like doing the like, Emily's like, tell us where to find your podcast. Oh, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Like, so I don't like that. So just stop it. Sonia's too controlling for crying out loud.
She's an Olympian in every sense of the word.
You're right.
Regimented in everything.
Oh my God, you're
right. Good Lord.
So Marlo, as she's introducing her friend, Kandi, by the way, Kandi in this confessional look, also amazing. It's like a blue. It's a blue. Now, listen, I don't know how to describe fashion, so don't come for me, people. I wear t-shirts all the time. Like I wear t-shirts and that's it. It's like a ruched or tucked, I don't know, whatever. And it's a bluish color. It's almost like a denim, but it looks velvet. It's fantastic. Ooh. But Kandi says, she doesn't want us to meet her sponsor. But it's true, though, Marlo. What the fuck? Like,
right.
Marlo has just not given us what we wanted to get. But Sonya, it's very telling that she used to need cops surrounding her when she was competing. Like, that is a level of attention that you get, and then it goes away, and that does something to you.
Yeah. Wait, before we move on from confessionals, we did get another one last night. We've loved all the other ones that we've gotten so far, but I don't know if you remember, but Marlo debuted another look last night, and it was literally an entire tiger sitting on her chest. Did you not see that?
I missed it.
Oh my God. I hope you can see this. This is my friend. I love this account, Real Housewives Confessionals. They literally post.
Oh, I love that account.
Yes. Oh God, I hope you can see this, but literally a tiger.
Can you screenshot that and text it to me?
Absolutely.
And then if you're watching on YouTube, I'll insert that.
I'm going to send you Drew
see it
too, just because she looks amazing.
She does. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is okay. So there we go, Marlo.
Choices were made.
Choices.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they arrive at the hotel. It looks great. It looks fantastic. Mm-hmm. Sonya got them all gift bags for the rooms, and she did something special for Kenya's birthday, which is put rose petals all over. I'm like, what?
Weird choice, right?
What? What? I would be weirded out by that. I would be so weirded out by that.
It makes me think like her and Ross are to come through the door at any moment to like ask for a menage a three.
Get
like, what are we doing?
What are you doing? Go away. Oh.
Quit touching me.
Stop it. Todd refuses the welcome drink. And that's when he explains. He's like, I'm not drinking. I just want to cleanse my body. And I always want more details on this. I know something happened. I just know it. I just know he went out, partied too much, got in a little bit of trouble.
Right.
And I don't see Kandi as the type of person who puts her foot down like that. I don't see her being that person. She's just been around so much. She's seen it all. She knows. And I think that he was like, I need to chill.
You know what? This is so funny because it really shows you like the smallest things show you how much harder women have it than men do like in life, because had there been a woman not drinking, this entire episode would have been like, oh my God, do you think she's pregnant? What do you think is happening? Like, what do you, no matter what, the entire time, it's like, good
You're
Lord.
So right.
Like, can you not just do a cleanse and just like want to live better in your life? I have to be pregnant in order to like not have a drink. Like, really? I have to be drunk all the time to make you know that I'm not pregnant. That's ridiculous. And
even let's say not even worried. Let's go. Yes, it's either pregnant or it would just be what's wrong? I think something might have happened. It would have been a whole speculation.
Mm-hmm. The whole time. Ugh.
So they go to the master suite and Kandi, she goes, this is a really nice resort. Well, actually, I stayed here before, but we don't need to talk about that.
You better flex on them, Kandi. I know that's right.
They got the food. Kandi has already discussed. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I missed the part where they're taking golf carts. They're taking golf carts to the rooms. Mm-hmm. And because Sonya is so concerned, she's like, oh, look, there's a guy. And they flip their fucking golf cart around and go stop by a guy and meet a guy so that Kenya can have a date. I would be mortified. I'm like, I don't need a date. I can just go to dinner and hang out with my friends who I've known for years.
Right. I'm glad Kenya took it well, because
she did.
That could have gone very badly. very badly. Like this is you're doing like now you're like trying to keep the spotlight. You remember when Bethany like went to Heather's house for like that holiday party? Like she just showed up and like the entire time Heather was like,
yes,
are you okay? Do you need a plate? Like, do you need this? You want that? I'll fix. Do you need this? Do you want? And it's like, holy crap! Like I just came to like sit down, get out of me. You're inside of me right now. Hold on. It's too much. Like that unwanted attention is. I know people think that like they do it and think they're like showing concern, but it's like I'm this close from like blocking the fuck out of you in my phone. Like, get out of here, please.
Exactly.
Please. Ugh.
It's too much. And
it
then
is.
in the confessional, she's like, I want to see In Love, Kenya. I want to see that, Kenya. That's none of your fucking business.
Right.
She's not going to find that because you introduced her to someone like forcefully.
Right.
What is wrong with you? She's on vacation.
So weird.
It's so weird.
Ugh.
So anyway, now, okay, they're back at the suite. Kandi was hungry, so she's right for the food. Everyone's eating.
It looked good, too.
It looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it did. They always have good food on Atlanta.
Right.
Always.
Oof.
And so everyone's eating. And Sonia is just so awkward. She goes, okay, everyone's quiet because everyone's eating. Food must be good because nobody's talking. And then she like says it again. She's like, so everyone's quiet, so the food must be good. And Kandi goes, so go on and say what you got to say so we can go on.
Right.
Like, shut up and like say what you need to say already.
Right. Let's get through this. Good God.
Okay, we get it. What do you have to say? So she hands out the rooms and says, it pays to be nice to the host before this. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye. So John is already texting Kenya. This man, I am so impressed with this guy. He couldn't have been planted here. Like
right.
He really was just at this hotel.
Incredibly good looking.
Film crew shows up and like happens to be like driving by, and they like production's like, hey, will you sign this waiver to be on the show? He's like, okay. Right. And then he starts texting gorgeous Kenya, goes to her room on camera, then then is cool to go to a dinner. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
A whole lot.
That's impressive.
Wow. Because I was looking. Like that, like God. I know y'all are so sick of me like always talking about Love Island, but he looks like he could have been like a Love Island UK or like like I'm a footballer, like that kind of guy, like someone that they tempt you with a Casa Amor, like that kind of a specimen.
Fine.
A specimen.
Fine.
Yeah.
Kenya goes, I think he's nice and I'm rarely wrong. And so, of course, they immediately troll her with a montage of all of her horrible past decisions.
Yes.
Like, Walter. I forgot. I had completely forgotten about that. Her first season. I will never forget
about Walter. Oh, my God.
And then what was the young guy? What was that guy's name?
Matt. Mm-hmm. Very poor decisions.
Oh, Kenya. Not actually, I shouldn't judge. My garbage taste, garbage history with men, garbage.
Same.
So,
Well, I won't do too much, Kenya. Same.
Yeah. Drew arrives to dinner, and Sonia and her do a little like legs out dance.
Wait, can we go back for just one quick second? The thing that made this episode was so funny, like throughout. One of the things, like the first things like cracked me up was when Drew came into the room and she was talking about how much better, like, Sonia had to spread out all the food and everything. She said, oh my God, this is so much better than that little raggedy ass. She didn't say raggedy ass. She said something like to the effect of that. Oh, what did she say? It made me laugh so hard, but she was like, oh man, it's a lot better than that little ass house party she threw last week or whatever she said. And it
she did it to her face too, didn't she?
I can't remember. It was either a confessional or to her. It was something so funny because she was like, it just shows you they're not going to let up on this house party anytime soon. They shouldn't. No.
Here's the thing. You're gonna throw a party like that on Housewives. You deserve to get dragged for a while.
Yes.
So it's just the rules.
Mm-hmm. We don't make them.
We just
follow them.
You're supposed, if you're going to do that, if you're going to have blow up balloons that say happy birthday. And
a photo booth that doesn't work. Boy, dry ass food, or as Kenya says, ashy ass food.
Ashy food. We need to drag you all the way to the reunion and maybe even next season.
Yes.
It's just going to be a running joke now, unfortunately. But yeah, they will always give you your flowers for this amazing resort. This resort is fantastic. You absolutely you crushed it with this one.
Yep.
So actually, you know what? We'll take a moment to say, well done.
Well done, Sonia. Let's
well done,
give you your praises.
And Sonia. Well done. Because iFit clearly footed the bill for this one.
Yeah. Because I don't know.
iFit's getting a whole lot of press for this. iFit's like, we see the value.
Yeah.
Making this good because iFit as many times as you can say it. Okay.
Boy, oh boy.
But so Drew and Sonia are good. They're like, hey, I love my room. We're cool. Little legs out dance. Hey, I'm like, I'm okay. I'm into. They're sitting next to each other.
Love this energy. Love it.
I'll take it. I also don't mind when it goes left later. That's fine. But I'll take this too.
Right.
I can't believe John came to this dinner because so they're all about to do shots and Moneta's toast is here's to John staying with Kenya the whole trip. And then Michelle asks if he goes commando. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Boy, oh boy. You got to be ready to hang out with this crew.
And they're like quizzing him like he's going to marry Kenya. I'm like, dude.
Right.
He just came to dinner. Give him a minute.
Right.
I'm like, I would like to see him again. So don't scare him off.
Same.
I would like to see him again.
Kenya also said, just so y'all know, on the after show, I've been trying to do my after show research beforehand because you've got
speak on it.
You've got that covered. So Kenya did say, surprisingly, that they do still communicate every now and then. Like he emails her and all this kind of stuff. Like she said, he is the perfect gentleman. She said she just doesn't see a romantic connection there. She said he's a perfect, she said he's gonna make someone a great husband one day. Just not her. Yeah.
Is he available to
right to at least rent? What are we doing?
Exactly.
I'd love to. I mean, I'm not going to BravoCon, but I mean, hey, that'd be a fun reason to show up. I'd go to that panel.
Because he was hot.
Yeah.
Because he was just sitting in it too. Because then Kenya makes a joke because he's like, "Yes, I do go commando." And then Kenya says, "I was wondering why this table had an extra leg." I was like, I can't. How is he still there?
Right.
A table nearby is going to purchase a bottle of wine for them. It just must be so. Can you imagine the joy of just happening to be in a restaurant the Real Housewives of Atlanta are filming in?
Oh my God.
I can't
that's
imagine.
That's gotta be like fever dream right there. Because obviously, this table, they had to have known who they were, right?
Right. Yeah.
I would think so, because if you notice, for some reason, I was so focused on them during the argument between Kandi and Marlo, and the wife in the background was having the time of her life watching this. She was like, oh my God, I'm witnessing magic right before my eyes. She was having the time of her life, and I loved it. I don't know who had more fun, her or Heath.
I need more Heath and Moneta.
Yes.
I need them back next season 100%. Oh my God. So Sonia asks, all this is caption because it's so under their breath. Sonia asks Marlo how the boys are doing, and Marlo's like, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We're not gonna talk about it right now. Sure. I was like, okay. Right. And I feel like this gets in Marlo's head. I feel like this makes Marlo freak out because then when Sheree asks Ralph about his book, I feel like Marlo takes this as an opportunity to go for Ralph.
Right.
Because she probably worries that someone else heard Sonia ask about the boys. And so now she's like, because, he starts talking about how he's going to adopt Josiah. Marlo knows that Drew wanted that to happen. Real quick, though, what the hell is this henna on Drew's hand? It is one of the worst.
No idea.
So bad. It was horrible.
No idea.
It looked like she did it herself with a Sharpie. Right? It was horrible. It was it was like bleeding. Like it wasn't like precision. It was really bad.
No, that was not professionally done. That was someone in the lobby bored. No.
But so Marlo now, she's like, listen, I was a foster child. How are you going to adopt me? Then you're not.
Right.
So before Kandi stepped in, my notes go into all caps. Now Marlo is triggered. I couldn't believe, like, it's all caps and
the
question marks and an exclamation point. Like, but then so when Kandi goes, I'm sorry, I think it's weird. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I was like,
right. Someone with sense. Thank
you. So Kandi's like, I'm sorry. I think it's weird that you're going so hard about it when you yourself are going through your own situation. And so then Ralph thinks he can like save this because he doesn't know the depth of what's happened with Marlo already.
Right.
So he thinks he can still talk about his book. So he's like, he goes, well, Jojo has two fathers and I'm going to help him navigate that. And so Marlo goes to like a whole different world, and she uses Sheree to like she transcends. She's like, so you're gonna do like that for Michael, like a friend, like it's not like official, like you're not gonna be responsible. And Sheree is like, I am just minding I have braids, like Sonia told me to have braids, and I am not trying to please Jesus, and you're not gonna be my full-time responsibility. But they're like, huh?
Right.
That's not Kandi's like, how is it not a full-time responsibility when he lives with them?
Right. Very weird.
Marlo, you are reaching.
Marlo does not see
bad right now.
How do you not see the irony?
Okay, so then Marlo goes, because when you love someone, so no matter what you say and what's weird, it can be weird to you because you have your situation. Your situation is weird because your mom comes before your man. What?
Child.
How did you get there?
This
so now,
literally
Kandi's so calm. She goes, what? You need to worry about your own situation. Okay. You don't think it's weird that you sent your nephews to, and then Marlo cuts her off again. You don't think it's weird that you let your husband be belittled next to your mother? Okay. And then Marlo reaches even further. She goes, every man at this table will say that they could never deal with your mom.
What? First of all, half of the men don't know her mom, first of all.
Why are they're like, why am I in it? Like, we don't even know what you're talking about. And Kandi's like, my man does not feel belittled. You sent your kids back so you can't say anything about what Ralph is doing. And then, so, I mean, Kandi is just pulling it all out. She's like, you sent them to their aunt who has kids and lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. And then this part, Marlo's so dumb. She's walking right into it. She goes, didn't you take in your nephew? And Kandi goes, yes. And I kept him the whole time.
Right.
Why did you walk into that, Marlo? What are you doing?
We literally have seen the product of Kandi raising someone on Kandi and the Gang. He's one of the cast members on there.
She still helps him and takes care of him.
Yes. Like, what are we doing, Marlo? Where are we going with this?
This is so bad.
And then all
Marlo goes, you take care of a man. I mean, Kandi shuts it down, but like Marlo starts, then Marlo does so your mom is a liar. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey. Okay. Kenya goes, that's your friend. Sheree.
This whole thing, the entire time I kept flashing back. This put me in the mind of that season 4 reunion, like so much, because that was literally a decade ago. This was Marlo's first reunion.
Yep.
And so she came, they had this exact argument.
It's so old.
It's so old. And we literally are arguing about this a decade later. But what's funny is Marlo had the shock factor on her side back then. So like, I feel like she won that battle because she was coming out. She was like throwing the bomb. So does he have a car? Does your mom like him? And it's like obviously stuff that we found out was all true. We're like, oh shit! Like what is happening? Is Marlo like she's got her ear to the streets, obviously. But now Kandi is so like unfazed by all this. She's like, what the hell you sound stupid right now? Like what are you doing? So the tables have turned. I literally that scene made me go back and watch the season 4 reunion today
because they're still together.
They're
still married. They've built an empire. Like, what are you talking about?
A decade.
Somehow, because Kandi starts going, something about work comes up, and then Kandi goes, because Marlo goes, you can't be a mother like that and work as hard as you do. And so, but then Kandi starts going, do you not work? Kenya, do you work? Like, do you really want to go there, Marlo? Do you want to talk about work?
Right. Because we still don't know what you do for a living. So
walking right into the shit.
God.
And then Kandi goes, I've taken care of my kids. I've taken care of other people's kids. And I've never told them to get the fuck out. Moneta's over there eating her lobster. And she's going, that's right. Mm-hmm. She has it. And Heath is back there going like, he's loving it. Moneta and Heath were giving me life this whole time.
Oh, they were having the time of their life on this trip, and I loved it.
And here we go. Marlo goes, and I've never disrespected my husband to defend my mother. And Kandi goes, whatever, girl. You ain't even got a husband. And they start laughing.
Oh, my
Get a
God.
husband, and then you can tell me what to do with one. I mean, they are laughing.
Oh my God.
And
can I just
say it.
Can I just say that this is literally like people go too far when they criticize like housewives online because like they won't be on someone's side. Like people have called Marlo a flop this season. And I'm like, okay, I don't agree with half of the crap that Marlo says, but like Marlo has made sure that everyone has been activated this entire season. So like, I don't think y'all know what a flop is. Like Dr. Jen on OC, that was a flop. That's a flop. Marlo Hampton is the farthest thing. Marlo Hampton will be back next season, the season after that, and the season after that. Like, we're not concerned about that. We've got to calm down with like writing someone off and hoping someone's get fired just because they're in the villain role. Like, we've got to calm down with that.
She is the villain.
She is the villain. Yes.
And you go back seasons and look at that's what happens. They say really fucked up stuff. They piss someone off, but we haven't seen Kandi this activated in so long.
It's good.
And it doesn't stop. So Marlo tries to tell Todd that Todd, I'm cool with you. Don't worry. And Todd is like, oh, you came to the wrong one.
Right.
Todd goes, the fucked up part is you're repeating some stuff that you know is bullshit. And Marlo tries to go, from her mother? And he goes, but you know it's not true. And how do I know it's not true? Because I know how you came into this circle. I was behind the scenes. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot. I forgot. He's like, you bought your way. She goes, I came in with Phaedra. He goes, nobody was your friend. Oh my God. And what does Marlo do as if this is even going to offend Kandi? Even if this is true, which we know it's not. Right. Marlo goes, in Africa, you said she was country, lame, and that you just won't go. I won't go there with you. I won't go there with you. Okay.
Oh God.
Even if Todd said that, as Kandi says in her confessional, she's like, well, whatever. He fell in love with this country bumpkin. So
right.
It doesn't matter, Marlo.
A decade later, Marlo. A decade later.
Kids later. Like,
God.
They are still together and happy.
This is random, but we don't see Blaze enough on the show. Blaze is a cute baby. I need more Blaze cameos.
Ooh, I agree.
I need way more Blaze cameos.
I agree. They have really cute kids.
Yes.
Oh my God,
did you see someone posted a pic of God, who was it? And maybe it was I think it was the KENDRICK'S fan page. They posted a picture, like a little collage of like Todd when he was a kid. Him
Identical.
and Ace, literally the exact same face. I'm gonna find it and send it to you too, but literally exact. Like Kandi had nothing to do with like Ace being born. That was all Todd.
I love it. They are
all
cute
Todd
kids.
Yes.
So Kandi's like, you are a lying ass bitch. Remember this, when you didn't have shit going on, who wanted to come through for you? And this is true. Kandi in Speak on It, she said, I got Marlo a whole show, and Kendrick talked about this on the pod a few weeks ago. And that I cannot, like, again, Marlo goes low and her reads can miss so far off the mark. When Marlo misses, it's like so far away from the mark. You're like, how, what? Where are you? And so it's crazy because Kandi did a lot for Marlo, and here Marlo is acting like Kandi's nothing. And Marlo goes, who are you? You're only known in Atlanta, baby. And Kandi, the way Kandi, like, she has to like gear up. She's like,
right.
She goes, did she just say I'm only known in Atlanta? And Todd has to be like, but you know what? She goes, bitch, I'm worldwide. And Heath lives.
He loved every moment of it.
But they all did. Kenya collapsed. Ross is laughing. And then Drew goes, yes, let him know, Kandi. Let him know, Kandi.
Oh, Marlo is either like so on or just so off that it's ridiculous. Like when her reads land, they land so good that it's so funny. But like, she struggles so much in arguments sometimes. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, how did we get here? How did we get to where Kandi has to prove herself as a talent? Like, what are we doing here?
Kandi Burruss is a nobody.
Wow.
She's easily the biggest Bravo celebrity in terms of accomplishments. She's been doing this shit since she was 16.
Right.
Like successful since 16. Come on now. You are crazy, Marlo. Like, you're so stupid.
Oh my God.
I have been saying this all day. She's like, we were in Japan and you can put my songs on the fucking karaoke, bitch.
Right.
Like, this is crazy. But in the middle of all this, John excuses himself to his room. John's like, this is where I go. And I respected that. Boundaries.
Yes. Because he made it a lot farther than I would have.
He said, I'm okay now. Heath died. He said, John said, I'm out. And he just found it. He found this whole scene. He loved it. Like, he did not in any way regret coming. He's like, I'm so happy we have more of this.
Yes.
He's like, yes, this isn't even over.
We got days to go. I've got days to look forward to now.
Like, this is great. Like, usually you get those annoying like newbies that come on trips and they're like, what have I gotten myself into? Right. Like, shut up. You knew what you were getting yourself into. Right. Not Heath. He says, okay.
He's buckled up.
Sign me up for another one.
Yes. I hope we get to see more of like them next season, even if it's not in a full-time capacity. Exactly. I hope like they get more, like I hope they become like Marlo, how we saw so much of like her inside the house and everything. I'd love to see that,
because I don't always need someone I like to be full-time.
Same.
Sometimes you don't
people
want
underestimate Friends. Like, Friends have a very important role on this show, so I'm
especially
okay with
in
that.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Because they give a lot. Moneta's given us great. Moneta had a great presence. I liked her confessionals. I enjoyed it. I don't always need, because I don't need her to try to be full time. Right. Because sometimes then that gives like too much.
Because then you get Fatum. Yes.
And so, but then, okay, so Sonia gets everyone to calm down. But right before that, Todd says, anyone else thirsty? Anyone else broke? And then Marlo, like, what does Marlo even say in response? Marlo is so.
That was her response, because he said, anyone else thirsty? And she was like, anyone else broke? And so I did not. That moment for me was the funniest part of the episode because that was literally like jab and then a jab right back. That was hilarious to me. Bravo. We say you got the network name now.
So at the very end, he goes, anybody else thirsty? Marlo says, anybody else broke? And Sonia is like, guys.
I'm like, sorry, Sonia.
and then she's like, can we just eat, please? They're like, okay.
Right.
And I just one of the best episodes ever. I've watched that dinner scene probably 30 times.
There are this season has given us some fantastic episodes. The one episode that off the top of my head, the three that I've loved the most, the one, of course, Brooklyn's birthday party will forever like be one of my favorite episodes. That was a hilarious episode. The one that started off with like Drew showing up to Sonia's event and then ended with like them at that weird dinner that Kandi was in there that was like, no, that wig is off, or that dinner.
Oh, that was so funny.
And then this episode, like those are like my I think
those might be my top three too.
Yes, so good.
those were definitely good. We had
fun recording all of those episodes.
I agree. Those were funny. Oh my God. Thank God for this. We say it every single week. We say it every single week. But seriously, recapping Beverly Hills gets so dark.
Oh, it
gets so dark.
You need Sundays to balance out Wednesdays, honestly. I couldn't imagine if we didn't have. Imagine if like Beverly Hills and Jersey were airing at the same time.
Don't even say that. They can't do that. They can't do that. They knew. They knew they had to do Beverly Hills with Atlanta.
Yes.
Hold on, wait. Is Atlanta going to end? Because I know we're going to get Salt Lake City. I know. I'm nervous. Thank you. I'm nervous.
We're going to have like, it's going to be at the same. Okay, we'll have Potomac though. Potomac will probably come right after Salt Lake City.
It will.
So we'll be okay.
Potomac is October. So we're going to get Salt Lake City end of September and then Potomac shortly after that.
Yes. I think that'll be what it is. And then unfortunately we'll have to do like the other crap too. So like OC will probably come back and but maybe I'm going to try to be optimistic. Maybe it won't be bad this season. Tamara's back. Maybe she can
no, I'm going to watch for sure. I got to see Tamara's return. Are you crazy? Same. And Taylor, I got to see all of that.
Yes. So we'll at least have Potomac. Yes. We'll have Potomac and then fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll have Miami on Peacock too. Because I loved last season of Miami.
Oh my God. So wait, I'm going to be so damn busy.
I know.
Oh, damn it.
I know.
Okay, so that's going to be, so we're going to have Beverly Hills, Salt Lake City, and Atlanta, and then also Potomac.
Ooh. That's going to be, oh my God, it's going to be a lot of TV. Atlanta, probably Potomac, and then Married to Medicine all on Sunday. Probably for like 3 weeks, at least they're going to overlap. My guess would be that Potomac premiere lines up with like part one of the reunion. Is what I would guess, or the
Atlanta.
season finale of it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's what I'm guessing.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna get through it.
I know it's a lot,
but thankfully, Potomac is pure joy.
Yes. The fandom tries to make it not sometimes, but it is.
Tell me about it. You're right. Potomac fandom is pretty wild.
It is.
I forgot
the two fandoms. It's Potomac and New Jersey that almost make it unwatchable sometimes. Because it's like, okay, I was making a joke. Like, you're for real right now. Like, let's calm down. I'm just laughing at TV.
God, Potomac fans are wild.
Yes.
I forgot that because every time I would post anything, the comment section would
light up.
Intense.
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me that I need to mentally prepare.
Yes. Oh, yes, you do.
I
Absolutely.
I forgot.
Go back and watch Potomac season 4 because that's just such a joy every time. That is the funniest, across the board, one of the funniest seasons of Housewives in history.
I have to say that anytime I do a from season 1 rewatch, I see something I forgot about, or I see something I didn't see the first 80 times I watched it, and the whole time I'm like, this show is perfection.
Yes.
It is truly the best franchise of all the Housewives. It's the best cast. It's top tier. Truly, it is. So it's a shame that the fandom is like that.
Yes. I post my memes and I get the hell out of there. I'm like, nope, not doing this. Not doing this.
Run. Let them do it. Just let them do it.
Yes. I just let y'all go. Get my engagement up. That's fine. Like,
you're right. You're right.
I
don't need to respond. I'm just gonna go ahead. Go ahead. Get mad. You're right. Thank you for reminding me because I forgot about that. Oh my God, the whole Monique Candace fight. That's where it went left.
It's bad because on Potomac, all of my favorites are the ones that like people are in the uproar about. I love the Green Eyed Bandits and I love Candace. So like I can't win. No. I can't win when I watch Potomac. I'm in a lose-lose.
And you know me, I just whoever's right in a situation, whoever is wrong. So like you'll see me because people have to be on sides. And so I'll attract people with one post. They're like, okay, she's team Green-Eyed Bandits. So I'll get people who are, but then when they're wrong the next week, I'll be like, hey, I'm not going to lie. They were a little off. And it's like, how dare you? And then like, I'll be on their side again. And it's like, so no one, like, so people need to, so it gets real rowdy.
It all happened because of the fight. Like literally, like we were all like begging people to watch. We're like, Potomac is the best show on Broadway. Why are y'all not watching this? And finally, people like around season 3, 4, like, people were like, okay, this shit is kind of good. Like, let me start tuning in. And then, of course, season 5, the fight happened, and the comment sections were just yeah. It was a lot because people were finding like I know we're like done, but I'm like I can rant about Potomac all day, but like people were like finding stuff to like be mad about. Like they were literally like, why wasn't Robin helping during the fight? She's holding the table. It's like, well, yeah, y'all are tearing these people's fucking restaurant up. Like, why wouldn't she try to like keep the one thing intact? Like that y'all like, it's so weird. Like
the overanalyzation happened. It was like we were dissecting every single detail.
Slowing down the fight. It was
my God, over and over and over again. Oh, I'm getting PTSD.
It's a lot.
It was a lot.
Ugh.
Yeah, so you're right. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes, hopefully it'll be fun. Last season wasn't too bad. It was more
Last
fun.
season was fun.
Yeah.
The only hard part is Wendy is a very polarizing cast member.
Yeah.
I try to like Wendy. She just doesn't have enough fun with filming.
Wendy, I loved Wendy her first season because I'm always so impressed by like 4 Degrees. Like I love that. I love seeing her on CNN, like all that stuff. Love. The problem was her last season, like this, her second season, she was like, okay, I want to be the star of this show. And so everything was a moment and everything was planned. It was like, okay, this is kind of a lot. Like coming to the reunion, we love receipts, but coming to the reunion with that big cardboard, like ready to go. And
but it didn't prove anything either.
Nothing. That's what Robin was like. Did you pay for that? Like, really? He's like,
it's like she showed it, but it was like, but that didn't prove anything. So I really wanted it to.
Right.
Because I love a prop. I love a big receipt.
Right.
But then I was like, but what did that show?
Nothing.
And then she also made a fool of herself at the reunion a few times.
Yeah.
So I
did love though when her and Mia got into it. And like Mia said this whole thing. And she just turned around. She's like, "Are you talking? Shut up." And I was like, "Okay."
I'm happy Mia's back. I'm happy she's back. I felt like she deserved another because she lied a lot. Her inconsistent stories
about random stuff too.
Yeah. And I feel like it's not uncommon when you've had a troubled upbringing to lie because you're insecure and you tell weird stories to whatever. So I want to see how she does this season because now she's more comfortable.
Right.
And I want you know what I mean? Like
Robin and Giselle they said she has a great season this season.
Good. Oh,
they said her, Ashley, and Karen all are like.
That's right. I remember that they said that on their podcast. Good. See, I'm excited. I love the Green-Eyed Bandits. I know. I don't care that they're funny. Robin fucking makes me laugh so much.
Yes, those are my girls.
I will always laugh at the scene when Katie says to Ashley, well, you are dumb and you are stupid. And Robin just cannot help but laugh. And Robin will always.
That's my heart. That's my heart.
And they love you too. It's just the cutest relationship. I know,
I love them.
That was a fun. We've had some good tangents. We've had true crime tangents.
We've
had Potomac tangents.
Yeah, ice cream, everything.
It's been
a lot. This is what you call well-rounded people, okay?
Well, we give it all. All right. Well, tell them where to find you, Kendra.
Of course. You can find me everywhere you listen to Emily, except YouTube. I'm a little too afraid, okay? You can find me on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, all the places. Reality and Comics 2 is the name of the podcast. At Reality Comics 2, TOO. That's the name of the Instagram. Come find me. I love posting memes. I love ranting about the most ridiculous things. I love Love Island, Big Brother, Housewives, all things reality TV, and I love Marvel too. So come on, have a good time.
You are very diverse with your content. Sprinkle. Okay, guys. Bye. Love you. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Like, subscribe, comment.
There you go.
Rate, review, do the stuff. Okay, guys. Mwah. Love you. See you next week.
Bye.